welcome to another episode of A Talk of Opportunity, a podcast about Dungeons and Dragons and all things tabletop. And with me, as usual, Andrew.
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Jose. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastically.
Have you been getting rain where you're at?
A little bit, but I never go outside, so it
gosh.
doesn't matter.
Oh my god, we finally got rain yesterday, and I was like Andy Dufresne at the end of Shawshank Redemption, just like reaching up into the sky.
Teresa and your dog are like, what the fuck is happening now?
I was actually standing outside for like 30 minutes, and Teresa's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking at the rain. Isn't it beautiful? Like as it like litters my dead grass.
Yes. Well, Andrew, today we have a quite a full episode for us, for our listeners.
This one's gonna be jam-packed.
With everything and more. Sunday.
Sunday. Be there or be squares. Jose Monsalve squares off against Andrew.
they fight over the latest release from Dungeons and from Wizards of the Coast.
I tell you, it's my adventure. See? All right, no hits below the belt. Ding, ding. Got a gun.
Did nobody check him before he got in the ring? I've heard about no drugs, but a gun.
We checked him for steroids, but didn't even look for a gun.
Where was he keeping that? He was naked.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. We're not talking about wrestling. We're talking about factions today.
I was thinking more like bare knuckle boxing, but yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. I also talked to WebDM, and they like us.
Oh, yeah,
and roll the music. Oh, wait, wrong bumper. Hold your breath.
After that brutal assault by the Orc warrior, the initiative now goes to you. Jose, what do you do?
I'm going to cast... All right, and we're live. Wait, no, we're not live. Not today. Andrew, today we're talking about factions, all the factions of the Forgotten
You just kind
Realm.
of skimmed over that last part there right before the music.
Yes, Andrew, I went out of my way and I was like, hey, let me slide into WebDM's DMs.
You know what? Let me see how old Jimmy's doing. It's been a minute since I've talked to him.
Yeah, my good friend.
Yeah, Jim Davis. And, you know. Jonathan Pruitt. We went to school together.
Yeah, how far back. So, Andrew, I talked to...
Aren't they in Texas?
Yes! I never been to Texas.
It was an online class.
Andrew, I spoke with WebDM. I'm pretty sure it wasn't them. It was Sam, their CEO. But still, it was part of WebDM.
Right.
And I was like, yo, hey, you have a new Kickstarter happening. Do you mind if we talk about this? Can we be cool?
Listen,
Hey, bro. Hey.
Listen. I know this cute little project you have going on here is like starting to pick up some traction. And we wanted to know if maybe we could lend some coverage.
Yes, to all of our 2 listeners.
Meanwhile, they have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Cut back to Kevin sitting alone waiting for us to go live on a Sunday.
With like the 2 flags and then like a talk of opportunity hat that he had to create because we do not have much. Yeah.
I think this guy's okay, but yeah.
It's a solid C+
Meanwhile, Heather is gardening, listening to us on her little headphones.
It's just kind of like, just...
She uses it to go to sleep.
And then that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so we have some stuff for you guys. We got to preview some of WebDM's latest Kickstarter with their brand new book, Weird Wastelands.
Ooh, from the worlds of WebDM.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, spook. Actually, it's not spooky. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yes, but that'll be later in the episode. Before that, we have to talk about factions. Something.
Before that, we got to talk about good old beer.
Oh, yeah, beer.
Ain't that America?
What are you drinking today, Yander?
Hold on, I gotta reach for my glass.
You and your American beer.
I like pulled my shoulder or something. It's so weird.
Can you stop breaking? I am drinking a Goose Island IPA.
Ooh, which one?
Just the one that says IPA.
Oh, just the regular flagship IPA?
Yeah. I didn't get anything fancy this time around.
Have you had
Tropical
their
juicy hops.
Have you had their Next Coast IPA?
Oh, this is it. It's a Next Coast IPA.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. This looks delicious. I'm
holy
parched.
crap. I'm having Fancy Papers. That is Cigar City's hazy IPA.
Does it taste like paper? Otherwise, it's false
No,
advertising.
if it tastes like paper, there's something wrong. Which, by the way, if you have a beer and it tastes like paper, it's gone bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a thing.
Bad beer tastes like wet paper. So, yeah.
So,
and believe me,
isn't that how natural ice tastes like?
Yeah. It tastes like cardboard. It actually does taste like wet cardboard. This, however, tastes delicious. It's juicy, and there's really not that much of an IPA bitterness at the end, which I'm not going to complain about, but...
Yeah, same with this Next Coast. It's pretty good. Definitely a solid IPA.
A lot of people were really worried about Goose Island because I think they were bought out by the Anheuser-Busch company or something like that. It was either Anheuser-Busch or Michelob. It was like one of those big names. So they were like, oh, well, crap. There goes all the good beer from Goose Island. But they're like, nope. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously, what you got is good. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve your distribution.
At least they were wise enough to let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than a company that's like, hey, we like what you're doing. We're going to buy you off, but then we got to do what we do with your...
Yeah, and just completely rebrand it and,
Yeah.
So
it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
At the very least, it seems like bigger corporations, when it comes to beer, they know don't mess with it.
Oh, that's good. Then that's
yeah. So I don't think I can actually recall a time a big corporation has swooped in for a beer company and just like rechanged everything.
EA's new branch is going to be all about beer.
Oh.
You're going to have to pay. You have to pay for the beer. You have to pay to open the beer. Then you have to pay for flavor.
You get a 6-pack, but you only get 4 cans.
Yeah.
You have to pay extra for the other 2 cans.
That's a DLC.
And even then, it's like, hey, I ordered 4 lagers. Why are you giving me a stout? And it's like, well, it's a surprise mechanic.
People pay extra for that. It's not gambling.
I didn't ask for an imperial stout. It gives me whiskey face. I wanted a pilsner.
Surprise!
I guess I'll enjoy it.
Welcome to the major leagues, bitch.
It has such a depth of flavor, but I can't enjoy it. That was me drinking Old Rasputin, by the way. I was like, this is the best beer I'll probably never drink again.
You don't like stouts?
There's just something about it. There's something about like the really like strong like coffee punch at the end. I'm just like, this is not refreshing.
It's not. Stouts are not refreshing. Whoever says that a stout is refreshing, that's no.
I can totally understand why people in Scotland just like drink stouts that are like room temperature for them. So it's like 60 something degrees.
Yeah. So, but like have a stout with a good steak. Oof.
I can see that. Or having like a good stout like for breakfast. Or with breakfast.
Yeah.
You know?
However, I think the most stout I've ever had was what's it called? Engine oil. Does that sound familiar? I think it was engine oil. We had it at Gods and Monster before they closed it down.
The only stout I remember you having was the left-hand stout, and that was a milk stout. That was very sweet.
I had one called Engine Oil, something along those lines, and holy shit, that was like just chocolate, melted chocolate. That's what it was. It was just chocolate with a hint of beer.
Let's see, Engine Oil. Old Engine Oil.
Old Engine Oil. That's it.
Yeah. Let's see. The one I had Old Rasputin. I had Founders Breakfast Stout. I think I've had Founders Imperial Stout, which that was really good. Yeah, their Imperial Stout's really good. Founders has some really good stouts. It's just, I don't know. I just haven't had that breakthrough yet. You know, where it's not like an IPA where like I built my palate up for it. Like it's just I haven't had that development yet. And
I
I might never. So
yeah,
whatever.
well, that's fine. That's fair. I mean, I love a stout. However, in Florida during the summer, no, thank you.
I think
It's too
I think that's the biggest problem. It's just way too hot.
Yeah.
Throughout the entirety of the year to have a stout.
Yeah.
For me, the perfect stout weather is when it's so cold you can smell the winter air.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Now that's what stout should be reserved to. Andrew, a year ago, did you ever think I will enjoy so many IPAs now?
No, absolutely
You did this.
not.
You made me like IPAs.
I'm proud of you.
Good job. Star forehead.
Yeah. Yep. Just gonna put that star right on your forehead.
All right. So that's the 30-minute required.
Everywhere I go, I spread beer influence.
You should be a beer influencer.
Give me that Corona, child. I will show you the way.
Give him a double dry IPA. Have this.
Here's this Imperial IPA. I don't like it. You will. You will learn to love it.
Their mouth dries up. They become a prune.
Here's this impossibly small brew.
But you have to drink it now. It's gonna go. Yeah. It's gonna go bad in the next 10 minutes. Go.
It was bottled 20 minutes ago. The hops start expiring now.
It's also still warm from the distillery. Wait, what am I at distillery? Brewery. Have it. You will appreciate it. And it's
I knew
just
a guy
it's
named Dave that brewed this.
It's just a silver can. It has no branding or anything.
It's just like in a travel mug.
Yeah. Why does it have stuff in it? Don't worry about it. It's unfiltered.
It's an unfiltered hazy IPA. You wouldn't know because you don't have the knowledge, child.
Ah, fuck. Damn it. Andrew, we already completed our 30-minute beer talk quota. We need to move on.
One of these days, we're gonna forget about what we were talking
about. An hour and 30 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, factions. Yeah, they're cool. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say like my favorite 9th level spell is probably weird. Anyways, if you want more episodes like this,
oh shit! All right. Factions.
I got 2 questions about factions.
What's up?
1.
That's
what
2.
are I got 2 questions about factions. Can I ask them? Okay, that's 1. Shit. You got me? Okay, no. Damn it. I forgot we're working on genie rules here.
Granted.
That's another monster we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so the factions of Faerün. 1, how influential do they seem to be in the world of the Sword Coast? And 2, how prevalent are they? Like, does everybody know who the factions are, or is it just like insider knowledge?
It comes down to the faction. All right, that's the episode for today. You guys have a wonderful...
Back to this IPA talk.
No. So, yes, they are... It really just depends on the faction. Just like... It's like you're asking me, does everybody know about Waterdeep in the in the Sword Coast? Yes, maybe. No. Some people like in the woods or whatever. They're like, water who? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, of course the water's deep. What are you talking
about? It depends. Some factions want to be known. Some factions don't want to be known. And how prevalent they are is it's up to the DM. Technically, they're everywhere. In the Forgotten Realms. But it's up to the DM to be like, I want this specific faction to be here. They're running this town. Right. Some factions are based on different cities. And I'm gonna go through them, and some of them you're gonna be able to tell, like, oh, this is definitely a Waterdeep type faction. This is a Baldur's Gate type faction. This is a Neverwinter faction. Okay. So they do have like a quote unquote headquarters where they are located and such.
I was just asking because they're like I don't know a whole lot about the factions, but like there are some that's like obviously this guy's like these guys will be like on the forefront. Like everyone will, well, not everyone will know, but just be like, oh hey, this is like, you know, stamped on
Yeah.
like heraldry and stuff like that. And then there's some that's like you like the normal layperson will never know this faction even existed.
Yep. It's honestly, you know, you can think of it like intelligence agencies in the real world during Cold War.
Okay.
You know, people know that there's something going on, but they didn't know that the KGB was a thing until after.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Spetsnaz or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
like that kind of stuff. And they all operate similarly the same way. Like some of them are very like bureaucratic and paperwork. All this. Some of them are like, fuck that, we're sending 2 guys in to take this guy out. Type situation.
Wet workers.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
and you've dealt with this. I think in Waterdeep, you personally, in the adventure that we don't talk about. Yes, that one. And in Storm King's Thunder, it was also very the faction had a big role in the adventure, but then we played Avernus, and technically a faction, more like a cult. You know,
there wasn't really any factions in
the Flaming Fist is a faction.
Right. Okay. Well, I was talking about like the big. I guess. What? How many is there? Like, there's 5.
There's a lot.
No. But I'm talking about like the most prevalent ones.
Yeah.
Like.
So there's the Harpers, the Lord's Alliance, the Emerald Enclave, the Order of the Gauntlet, Force Grey, the Flaming Fist, the Santarum, the Red Wizards of Thay, the Kraken Society, the Brigand Diartha, the Senators Guild, and that's it. And obviously, some of these are more cultish than actual.
See, now here's the
factions.
thing. Now I know like Lord's Alliance and Emerald Enclave; those are like proper like organizations. Like you could say they're government organizations. But like maybe not the Emerald Enclave, but the Lord's Alliance is definitely like we're trying to establish a network of democracy. Yeah. So that's 100% political. But like Bragg Darth and Xanathar's Guild, which for anyone that doesn't know, Bragg Darth is like it's a member, it's like a drow gang, isn't it, or something like that, or like the drow mafia,
pretty much. Yep.
Like, wouldn't that be like a criminal organization, not really so much a faction?
Yeah, but they're big enough to the point that it's essentially a faction. And in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, I think it comes down to essentially be part of like. For me, it's all flavor, man. You can make your own faction or whatever, but like the reasons why they're here, it's not necessarily to be like, no spoiler, Zoom meta game, you know, like, they're in Waterdeep, therefore there's an evil. Like, no, it's just, does your character know it? Why does it know it? Does it make it interesting? Go for it. There's no major like established like, Waterdeep has this many districts type situation.
So would you say like Bragg Darth and Xanathar's Guild is kind of like akin to like the Italian mafia in like 1970s New York, where it's like they're actually so deep into the infrastructure? Okay, all right. Very
much like that. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes,
that is awesome.
Yes, and you have the factions that you have the goody two shoes factions, or like, you gotta protect the good citizens of the land. You have the gray middle ground, like, well, they're paying me enough. I don't know. And then you have like the dark side, where like, all the gold of you is mine.
Yeah, you know? The morally questionable at best.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, the I paint houses kind of guys.
You can call me the wolf. Give him one gold coin to clean up the scene.
Yeah. How far are you? 2 kilometers. I'll be there in a short rest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're drinking coffee in somebody's house covered in blood.
Does my house say dead orc storage? What? Does my house say dead orc storage? No, then why is there a dead orc in my house?
I'm so glad you said that and not the other one.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Only Quentin Tarantino can say that, okay?
Yeah.
We're not stepping into that.
Samuel L. Jackson gave him a lifetime pass.
Yeah, right. This is some gourmet shit.
Yeah, well, they're having like mead from across the way.
Shit. But yes, those are what factions are in the Forgotten Realms. I am sure there's a shit ton more that I don't know. These are just the main ones that I've experienced myself, that I've did a little research, the ones that I've seen. Most of the names,
some of those I recognize, and not for a good reason.
yeah. we can go through those there in a little bit, but
Yeah.
but yes, I love factions because it adds a lot of flavor to the stories, and it has the ability to give you an NPC right off the bat.
Well, that too, but also it gives you like a sort of like, I guess like a network.
Yeah.
For to kind of justify like do you guys really think you're the only heroes in this world or something like that, or like do you really think that just because you're a level 10 adventurer there's not like an evil counterpart,
right?
So there's like
and also
thing to pull from.
Yeah, and also something that I wish like a lot more players realize, that if you can always ask your DM to be part of a faction if it makes sense. I allow it 100%, but also those factions allow the players to have amazing role-playing sessions where all they do is look for information that benefits the story. You know what I mean? You know how like DMs usually struggle with like, how do I give this information? I struggle with that a lot. Like, how do I give this information to players without making it, too hand-holdy?
But if they say they're part of the Harpers, well then yeah, naturally they're part of like a spy network.
Right.
So they would, like they'd be walking along and all of a sudden someone's just like
right. Or are you walking around in a town square screaming a horse's name, and then a horse talks to you.
A talking horse.
That was actually one of the best one of the best things I remember from Waterdeep Dragonized.
I actually barely remember. The only thing I remember is all the parts I ate shit in. That adventure.
Well, remember you guys,
which were many. Roll the footage. And it's like a musical number of me getting blown out of rooms, blown off of rooftops, like making my death save and roll a 20 and then get shot in the head immediately.
Okay, guys.
Hey, y'all, I live.
But like, yes, there's a lot of different factions out there, and it does add a lot. And like I said, the whole talking horse thing in Waterdeep, that was one of the ones that I feel was the most like spy network type situation that you guys dealt with personally.
Mm-hmm. I think that'd also be pretty neat in a role play perspective, where it's like someone's like, "Hey, I'm part of the
Harper."
Well, yeah. What was it? The Stone Hands, the Gray Hands, the Junior Gray Hands?
Force Grays.
Yeah, Force Gray, where it's like, oh, hey, I'm part of Force Gray. I'm like, okay, so you're lawful good. So now your faction knows you are lawful good. So they're gonna like hold you to that. Yeah. So it's like if you try to break away from that, like you not only like now your alignment has cost, because now you're gonna start like potentially losing. You're gonna lose your dental if you go out of your alignment.
Your salary is gonna be gone.
No!
Curse it!
My pension.
I was one day away from retirement.
But I'm just saying that would be really neat if you have a character like, oh yeah, I'm lawful neutral, and then they pull like some chaotic evil act. Well, then someone for Force Grey is gonna be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like
didn't that happen to you guys?
Kind of, but not as much as I felt like it should have. There really should have been like a turn on your badge and your gun moment.
No, this was my second chance and I blew it.
God damn it, Halloween, you're a loose cannon.
Oh man. Yes. All right. So now I'm gonna go over the specific ones, and most of these is you've probably seen or heard before. So the first one of the list is the Harpers.
Okay.
Their symbol is a harp. And I think their colors is like green and gold, if I believe correctly.
I believe so.
Yeah, mostly spellcasters and spies. So these guys are the CIA. They're like keeping tabs on everybody, making sure nobody's abusing their power. You wouldn't really know that these guys exist unless you did the whole like knock on the door 3 times, say a code word, knock at the bottom of the door, twist the knob 3 times, somebody opens, they give you a wink, you give the other wink or whatever, like what, like that's very secretive, like undercover espionage type situation.
These are the guys they will call you.
Yeah. You don't know how to contact the Harpers.
Yeah, but they know how to contact you.
Yeah, these guys are all about the Robin Hood stereotype: protect the poor, the innocent. You know, if something's happening and somebody's abusing their power, they step in. They don't step in. They don't step in like, oh, where are the Harpers? Da-da-da. No. They like fucking do a charm spell of someone. Make sure that they do the opposite thing they were gonna do and avoid conflict that way.
You say that they protect the poor, and yet in Dragon Heist they were helping out the elite. Curious.
Are you sure it was the Harpers?
I'm pretty sure it was the Harpers.
What adventure are you talking about?
Like, you didn't see nothing.
Flies up.
Okay, so if you had to put an alignment for the Harpers, what of the 3x3 grid, where would you put the Harpers at?
Chaotic good?
Kind of chaotic good, sort of going towards neutral?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're definitely not lawful because they are, like I said, they are the ones that break in and make things happen. Somebody gets the right information for things to move along,
Well, yeah, they work in the shadows.
Yeah. All for the greater good, just doesn't mean that, we can't break into the house because the law said so.
Okay. I'm kind of picturing this is more like the Assassin's Guild from Assassin's Creed, where it's like, where it's like certain people have like networks of influence.
For the greater good. The greater good.
The greater good. Stop saying that.
The greater good.
The greater good.
Yeah.
A big bushy beard.
Those are not the Harpers.
Well, the greater good.
The greater good. So yes, the Harper are the spies. They are the intelligence network. The good guys. Okay. Then we have...
Are they the good guys?
The good guys, Andrew. They're the good guys, damn.
So I can obviously... There is the Harpers, and then there's another faction, which we're going to go over. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I could totally see how there is a definite gray area where it's like, depending on your perspective, the Harpers might be the bad guys and the other guys might be the good guys. It's all just a matter of like where you look at it.
Yeah. And the fun thing with all these factions is that they're all human. Just because they're doing this specific thing doesn't mean that there is a, like a the movie Wanted type where like the guy who's been like decoding the code is playing the code because somebody else can read that. Doesn't mean that they're not doing something for the wrong reasons, not knowing that it's for the wrong reasons.
Right.
So like this is all, again, opportunities for story development, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to have a good aligned character in the Harpers, but then they have to do morally questionable things. But it's like, no, you don't understand the domino effect this will have.
Right.
Like yes, you
it could be an internal struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, like yes, you do have to assassinate this charismatic person that's beloved by millions, but what you don't understand is that this is going to cause this to happen,
exactly.
And it will actually help us in the future. You know, so
you have that moment of, man, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want to do this, but like, yes, you did.
Yeah, actually, you kind of did.
Yeah. Why do you think you're here?
Yeah.
So yes, the Harpers. Then we have the Lord's Alliance. Do you know anything about the Lord's Alliance?
The only thing I know about the Lord's Alliance is that this is probably the most publicly known faction. And it's just like, hey, we are establishing a network of democracy amongst civilizations. So it's like all along the Sword Coast, there's going to be someone that's like, this is the Lord's Alliance office.
Right.
Yeah. So
yes and no. I mean, you say democracy, but I know what you're trying to say with it. It's not necessarily like, oh, we're bringing peace to everybody. It's more like, hey, if we don't stop Tiamat from taking over the Sword Coast, none of us are going to have a city to protect or have riches or, control or whatever. Right. These guys are not necessarily in for protecting the weak and the poor. They're like protecting the kingdom, because if there's no kingdom, well, fuck me, right?
So this would probably be like the armed guards of...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these are... Obviously, their main force are adventurers. And one of the biggest things that they did recently with 5e is that they were one of the ones that... And I didn't play the stories, the the module, so I'm not 100% sure. But I know they had a big role in stopping Tiamat, the Queen of Dragons. Okay. So that was like one of the big glory moments for them recently. The coalition consists of the following, and because I actually looked this up. So you have Lord the Gold, Neverember of Neverwinter. You have Lady Larelle Silverhand of Waterdeep. You have Lord Tyam Hornblade.
We met her, or did we? No?
Yes, perhaps. You have Lord Tyam Hornblade of Silverly Moon, and Queen Dagnabit of Mithril Hall.
Queen Dagnabbit?
Yeah, pretty much. Dagnabit. It's two E's though, so it's P.
Okay.
So yeah, so this coalition again, it really is just a bunch of people in power trying to keep their power when it's something big enough. You know what I mean?
So I said it was the armed guard, but this seems more like the United Nations.
Useless until the very last minute, and even then questionable.
No, I was gonna say it's like the United Nations, except they actually do something. All
right, that's it for today.
That's how you can tell it's a fantasy, because they do something.
Yes.
What, a genocide in Rwanda? Nah, it's all right.
Yeah, right. Oh, we're not getting there. We're not going there.
We're not.
Let's stick with the Forgotten Realms. Yes, I can agree that they're like the
What, a genocide in Chult? Nah, it's all right.
Damn it, Andrew. Yes, their public face is very much like, oh, the Lord's Alliance will protect everybody, but they're very much like always like all these lords and ladies are always fighting with each other. They don't really trust one another. It's just they all have a common what's it called? A common not a goal. What's a common threat?
Purpose.
Yeah, like I said, like Tiamat is gonna come up and kill all these cities. The Lord's Alliance steps in because, again, whatever. And even then, like if it's attacking Neverwinter, Waterdeep's like, well, I kind of benefit from that. But then you have more dragons coming to Waterdeep, and they're like, oh well, I guess I step in now. It's that flaky. Like it's not necessarily
okay.
So the front face is yes, the Lord's Alliance, a gauntlet, or whatever.
But then it is kind of like a fragile alliance.
Yeah, it's very fragile. Like it can crumble really easily.
I mean, I can see how the Lord's Alliance can be like something akin to like the actual government, where it's like yes, it is doing a lot of good, but there's so much bureaucratic red tape BS that's like there's like a lot of commoners squabbling about it and stuff like that.
And like their main force is adventurers that seek like glory and gold and riches. So honestly, they don't have like a loyal force themselves that will die for the Lord's Alliance. Does that make sense? Like, it's not like, I'm going to go a little forward here, but it's not like the Flaming Fist. You're a member of the Flaming Fist. Yes, you're a mercenary, you're an asshole, but you're fiercely loyal to Baldur's Gate.
Right.
These guys, it's not that. It's, I like to think of it, and I had an example, like the Kingdoms of the North in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're all behind, well, and there's a little bit more idealistic, because they're all behind the Starks. They're all, like, riled behind their banner. But even then,
it's like when the Stark's house fell, it kind of got a little bit more brittle.
Yeah,
and
like why would I stand for you when you that kind of bullshit?
I should technically go for the Boltons because that's the new guy, but like also I was loyal to the Starks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the Lord's Alliance. So yes, while they very much will like the commoners to be like, oh my god, the Lord's Alliance, we're gonna be safe forever, and for the most part, that's kind of like the vibe they give. Behind the scenes, it's a complete mess.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of inner squabbling amongst, like, why should I give a shit about Baldur's Gate's already a shithole? Let's burn it down. Like, oh, okay, fine, now it's on my doorstep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the icons for these guys because I forgot.
It's like a fist over like a purple herald, isn't it? Or no, am I thinking of something else?
No, it's a crown. Red. Crimson, the colors of Gryffindor, crimson and gold. But yes, so that's the Lord's Alliance, and now let's move on to one of the more whimsical and nice ones.
God, please don't say Emerald Enclave.
The Emerald Enclave.
The people.
A bunch of hippies.
The people that like chain themselves to a tree, like, don't cut this down.
So you have the Lord's Alliance, very bureaucratic, and then you have the passionate Emerald Enclaves. And when I mean passionate,
fucking yerba mate drinking.
Yes, they're a bunch of hippies, but god damn it, they believe in what they're fighting for. So
well, I mean,
that's what makes them strong.
To be fair, this is a world where like nature has magical powers and
that
stuff,
too.
and like groves can like lead into the Feywild, so I can totally understand. Like, hold on. Let me correct my stance here. I have absolutely nothing against nature. I seem to sound very anti-nature.
Take down the trees.
What do the trees ever do for me?
Coal and fossil fuels for me.
I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. If you cut down this tree, I'll break your fucking knees.
Fun fact, that's the leader of the Emerald Enclave.
The Lorax?
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this guy consists in a bunch of like wilderness, like survivalists. So you have like rangers, druids, firbolgs in there, like people who really are into nature and thrive there. They have problems not adjusting, but keeping nature from civilization from destroying each other. Like that's their constant struggle. Like, okay, yes, this small town was here close to trees, which was fine until they started building walls and stone roads, and now they're taking down trees to that. Then it's like, hey, if you guys keep doing this, the spirits of the trees are gonna come and fuck you up. It's the people in the middle between the forces of civilizations, human moving into nature, and the raw primal power of nature itself.
And again, you also have to remember, this is a world where people, things are trees.
Right.
Like the trees come alive and stuff.
Yeah.
I've always imagined the Emerald Enclave as something where it's like a weird like environmental thing, like, oh, there's magic pollution, we'll send the Emerald Enclave to figure out what's going on here.
This will be the ones that are best fitted for it too. You send members of the Lord's Alliance in the middle of the woods, they'll fucking get chopped up by trees because they're wearing heavy armor, shields, but they have to survive to get to the point where they're supposed to fix whatever it is that they have to fix.
I would actually, you know what? I would love to have an adventure where there's a member of every faction, and like the Lord's Alliance and the Emerald Enclave guys are squabbling, because it's like okay, I need the Emerald Enclave guy to get through the forest, but this fucking hippie better shut up, because we're gonna build a road through this forest. He doesn't know that.
Yeah, we're marking it. They have a little chalk and they're just like marking the tree.
What? Why are you putting little wooden sticks with like the orange plastic flags?
One of them has a can of orange spray paint. Yes.
They got like that weird tripod camera.
Yeah. No, a little to the left.
Yeah.
Okay, and it starts running down and up. What is he doing? Don't worry about it. Let's find the evil.
Let's go take care of those kobolds, guys. prime real estate.
Yes, this will be my new stronghold.
So how long does it take to get from here to here as the crow flies? Okay.
Yes. But yes, the Emerald Enclave, their sign, their icon is a stag, green and gold, I think. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes, green and gold.
I feel like the Emerald Enclave doesn't really get that much play.
It doesn't, because a lot of adventures don't focus on wilderness exploration,
which is a shame.
Yeah,
because I really feel like there's a place for every faction so far to really shine. Like you obviously said, the Lord's Alliance. I think it was Horde of the Dragon Queen, and then we had the Harpers and Forest Grey and Dragon Heist.
Yeah, but
like the Emerald Enclave is kind of like, oh yeah, hey, they're here.
They kind of
it's like the Ringo Starr of the factions.
They kind of got a bit of a spotlight in Storm King's Thunder. But that's because every faction was freaked out by the onset of giants just rampaging through everywhere. Okay. So like certain like the Lord's Alliance were like dealing with like stone giants and shit, and like the Emerald Enclave was dealing with like hill giants, like that. It was like each one of them was concerned about different type of giants.
I'm just saying, if anybody that's listening that's gonna be in the next adventure wants to be a faction, I'm totally down for it. Because there's ways I can work it in there. So
I wanna be a member of the Flaming Fist.
No.
Damn it, Andrew.
I'm a member of the Flaming Fist. There's a lot of ice around here. Do the math.
Melt. That's not how it works. You know that, right? Yes, it does. Starts punching the snow.
I got burning hands from being in the Flaming Fist. I don't think. It's just you see. Oh God, who's the over Raven Guard? Like no. He's got the right energy.
Yeah. I like this one.
Yeah, he's a little confused, but he's got a spirit.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
I mean, it gets the job done.
Yeah. So after the Emerald Enclave,
I almost said Captain Zodge there for a second. I was like, who's the guy that runs Flaming Fist? Not Captain Zodge. I know for a fact.
The other guy. No, he runs you guys, not the
Captain Zodge should be running the Flaming Fist. That dude's terrifying.
I'm so glad you guys got such a impression from Captain Zodge.
I wanted him so bad to come back in the end for no reason. Where's
you guys?
Just beheads.
He's falling. He's falling from the sky, like Avernus sky.
Have you seen Kill la Kill?
Yeah.
like the teacher's like just like falling.
Or like Peter from the Deadpool.
Yeah. Deadpool 2.
Yes, that's Captain Zodge.
Just delivers an elbow straight to T-Bat.
Makes a hole through El Terrell.
It's just ooh, yeah.
Tiamat never saw it coming.
And it was an elbow that was so powerful it shot El Terrell back up to the surface.
Hey, maybe that'll be the next time I run that.
Revisions.
Yeah. big marker. Like just older Revenant Guard. Captain Zodge. Oh shit.
It's Captain Zodge and Avernus, but now he has 2 eye patches.
I can see you fuckers. Oh, don't worry about
it. Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
He has evolved.
He's too powerful.
Wait, you mean that his weakness was his eyesight? Yes. Now he has no weakness.
He flips it up and he has like the true sight thing that Vesemir has. I can see all the money you owe me.
I smell gold on you.
He gains the benefit of dragons.
It's like, wait, I thought that was only a dragon thing.
Oh, you know what? You know what would have been really cool if there was like a we're getting on topic, but I'm gonna wrap it up with this. It would have been really cool if there was like a magic curse or something that like Zodge put on us. So every time we got like treasure, like some of it like went away. It's like, oh, this is my cut. It just like it just disappeared.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing, Kevin. If you're listening, use
use Zodge's cuts curse.
And like every time it disappears, there's a little receipt left behind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you got like 100 something gold, and then you go look for it, and there's like a paper that's that's like a tax form.
Yeah. With Captain Zodge's signature and his face.
We appreciate your payment to the Flaming Fist.
His face stamped on it. Oh man.
Oh god.
So what are we talking about? Emerald Enclave.
The crushing debt that we dealt with in Baldur's Gate.
Things
got a little too fucking real at that part of the adventure.
I like this. Oh shit! All right, let's move on to the next one.
I played this game to get away from my problems.
Okay.
Anyways,
the next one hurts. The Order of the Gauntlet. Ugh.
Now this is the one that we were a part of, wasn't it?
No.
You said fourth grade, but I could have swore it was. No. Okay. All right, what's the Order of the Gauntlet?
These are the knights in shiny armor. These are the lawful good all the way to the white side of the spectrum. They're like, oh, we have to slay the dragon. And they show up with their horrors and their beautiful armor, and they go forth and kill the evil one, and that's it. They require no payment or anything. It's all for the greater good. They're kind of boring, honestly. But, like, they're like...
Yeah, all right, let's move on.
Yeah, they're like... If you envision, like, the knight in shiny armor, all of these guys are that. Copy and paste.
Well, okay. So, immediately, in a way I can think of to spice it up, I would probably tie them in with, like, religious organizations.
Okay.
Because, obviously, if it's something that's like, oh, we're lawful good paladins, you know, stuff like that. Oh, we don't require payment because we don't need to because we're backed by the church.
Right.
So...
Yeah, I can see that, but these are the goody two-shoes. They're, like, here only to do good. The righteous light of my sword.
That does seem kind of boring.
It is. It could also be corrupted in a way that, you know what I mean? They're tied to real life, kind of like the what's it called when the Catholic Church sent a bunch of people to kill the Jews.
Which part? Which time in history, bud? You're gonna have to narrow that down.
The big one, the one with the knights.
Big one.
The cross, the red cross, and they have. Fuck, kill me. Not the Spanish Inquisition. The big one. They sent knights, and they were like, "Hey, all your sins are gonna be forgiven by the church," because they wanted
the
Crusades there, like that, you know, like
that time that, you know, the Catholics killed the Jews. You're gonna have to really fucking narrow that down, pal. I mean,
well, like, think about it. It could be like corrupted in that sense, you know, like, oh, the Order of the Gauntlet is coming. We're safe. Wait, why are they killing my friends?
Oh, because it's ran by a bunch of Vow of Conquest. Oath of Conquest paladins. Yeah, because, like, we're conquesting evil.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
and like, they're so rigid in their beliefs that they're doing good that it's really hard to, like, snap them out of them. So you have to fight a bunch of fucking knights.
Okay, I can see how this, with a little bit of work, it could be more interesting. But just on paper, it's like, oh, hey, we're the good guys.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So that could be a fun way to spice them up a bit. But on paper, they're pretty. Okay, cool. You're a knight. Thank you for saying this.
I would probably use this for, like, new players. Where it's like, oh, hey, this is your base of operation, and, like, this is how we can justify you having equipment and, like, finding quests and stuff. But, like, obviously for more seasoned players, like what we have right now, like that's a little too vanilla.
Yeah.
Which is, vanilla is a delicious flavor.
It is. It's the best flavor.
I will fight people to the death for that anyways. But I mean, like, as a concept, it's a little too vanilla. Yeah. I would obviously, like, like you said, probably have them as, like, more of an opposing thing, where it's like, wait, why is the Order of the Gauntlet going against, like, the Harpers? Like, aren't the Harpers the good guys? Like, maybe not. You know, like, the perspective.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it could be an excellent twist, in my opinion. But yes, that's the Order of the Gauntlet. Their main icon is a gauntlet holding a sword. How about that?
That would be actually really cool, where it's like, this guy is, like, destroying towns and, like, leading a war party. Oh my god, he's an Order of the Gauntlet. Oh my fucking god, we fucked up.
Oh god, yeah, you start questioning, are you on the right side of this? You know, like,
yeah, that's like the equivalent of, like, finding, like, an FBI badge or something. Like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so those are really the big ones. Those are, like, the ones that if you go to the Dungeons and Dragons, there's one more, but it's kind of like an evil one, but which I'm gonna go over in a little bit.
I'm about to say, you're kind of forgetting one.
No. It's I have them in order from goodie to baddies.
Okay.
Yeah, but so those are, like, the big ones. There's one more, like I said, but I'll go over that in a little bit, and then we're gonna go into a little more specific ones. The first one. Are
these still the good line ones?
It could be, yes. These are more of the ones that are, like I said earlier, fiercely loyal to a specific city.
Okay.
You know, and the first one there is Forest Grey, which is part of it.
Which is Waterdeep, right?
Waterdeep, yes. Okay. you have so Forest Grey is the elite of the elite in the police department, I guess you could say, of Waterdeep. First of all, you must have served in as a city guard or a city watch, which, if I remember correctly, a city watch was protecting the walls, and a city guard was just like down in the road, in the streets, stuff.
I thought it was something like city guard was like the beat cops, and city watch was like the higher ups on that. Is
maybe? Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, one of them had like more. I don't know, whatever.
like
but
push and stuff. Yeah.
And they look for very specialized type of adventurers. What this means mechanically is, oh, you are a rogue assassin. Hey, come sign up. You can see the world.
Hey, you're a monk that can't hold down a job and you have a drinking problem. It sounds like my guy.
Listen, you proved yourself at one point.
Chili cheese fries.
Oh yeah, chili cheese fries. So, and then you had to have. So you're not necessarily like Forest Grey is the big name that everybody knows. I think there's like a comic for them and everything. But the main force here is actually the Grey Hands. That's what it's called, okay. The Grey Hands.
Wasn't Forest Grey started by Critical Role? Wasn't that like a thing that like
probably?
I think like Matt Mercer started that or something like that.
Actually, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm gonna look it up while you're talking.
Look it up. So, you start as a Grey Hands in the city of Waterdeep, and all these guys. Is this what a detective you could say? Like if you want to compare them with like police in real life, like they look and see like exemplary members of the city guard, city watch, and they're like, oh, this guy is really good. Let him join us. So the Grey Hands pick you to be part of Forest Grey.
So I know we said that Order of the Gauntlet was this, but I would say Forest Grey is probably like the actual FBI, like the step above the cops.
Yes, exactly.
Where it's like Forest Grey guys kind of like, all right, we'll handle this investigation.
Yeah. They have the long codes. They have the little memory wipe thing.
Yeah, and then the city guard's like, oh, fucking Forest Grey's guys, go push him.
Yeah. What do you mean he's gonna take over my investigation? I've been on this case for 3 weeks. Exactly.
This is my people. This is my city. You're a loose cannon. Turn in your badge and your gun.
Everybody's a loose cannon. So yes, that's what Forest Grey is. They're very loyal to Waterdeep. They operate mainly in Waterdeep, and like I said, they look for very specialized type of agents. So let's say there's a case that requires somebody to be assassinated, and they see an adventurer that was part of the city guard that is really good at assassinating people because that's their subclass. Hey, assassin rogue, we have a special assignment for you.
Okay, so Forest Grey was the name of the group that Joe Mango Salsa was part of for the for Storm King's Thunder.
Oh, cool.
His group adopted the name Forest Grey.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, there you go. The more you know.
Yeah.
So that's the Forest Grey. And then when I talked about one that you guys very recently dealt with, which is the opposite of the Forest Grey. While the Forest Greys are very like by the rules, they actually mean well.
I would say the other side of the same coin if we're talking about the same group.
The Flaming Fist.
Yeah, this is like we got like a good cop, bad cop thing going on.
Andrew, tell me a little bit about your experience with the Flaming Fist.
Do not fuck with the Flaming Fist. If they want something, they will take it. No, it seems like the Flaming Fist was like, I don't want to say like a militia group, but it was definitely
mercenaries.
Like, hey, like we're the guys that are actually protecting Baldur's Gate. And
represent.
Yeah. Actually, where is mine?
Wow, you lost it? Unbelievable.
No, it's in my D&D case. in my memorabilia drawer. But yeah, it's very much a like shoot first, ask questions later kind of mentality.
Yes. Which honestly, I mean, these guys are, and when I mean fiercely loyal to Baldur's Gate.
But I mean, also in Baldur's Gate, you kind of have to adopt the shoot first, ask questions later.
If there was ever a police department made of all Batmans, yeah, these guys are it. They operate in that way because Baldur's Gate. Yes, they are a group of mercenaries, and they are backed by a lord, one of the hidden lords in Baldur's Gate. No hidden lords. One of the lords in Baldur's Gate. And honestly, they will do the best they can for Baldur's Gate, unless it involves that specific person that's backing them.
I mean, it seems like the Flaming Fist is like one good day away from having like a martial law style curfew, where it's like, all right, 9:00, start rolling out the wagons to, you know, anybody that's on the street, just beat the fuck out of them. Don't ask why, because you know,
they also,
you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to be afraid of, sort of, you know.
They also have a hold on Schult as well.
Really?
Yeah. That's where I forgot her name, the girl that came back at the end of the Baldur's Gate section. She was in Schult. The one
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, the Flaming Fist, group of mercenaries. If you guys have seen the trailer for Baldur's Gate 3, the dude that's running around the street away from Mind Flayers is a Flaming Fist guy. Their sign symbol thing is a fist with fire around it. How about that?
Hey, who would have thought?
Who would have thunk?
I would definitely peg these guys right on the line between lawful neutral and lawful evil.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, it's like if these people were doing this crap in Neverwinter, it would be evil. But the fact that it's Baldur's Gate, I'm like,
it's a necessary type of evil.
Yeah, I would
yeah.
Like, they kind of have to be this way. Like, you don't understand the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you hear this.
This is early 70s, like, blackout New York.
New York, yeah. You hear the stories, like, from afar, and you're like, oh, wow. And those are the police? Those are the law in Baldur's Gate? Oh, my God. And then you go visit Baldur's Gate, and you're like, oh, my God, Flaming Fist, please save me.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I understand now.
Where something is like, oh, there can be anywhere up to 200 like serial killers in Baldur's Gate right now.
Yeah. In fact, that guy from the Flaming Fist is one of them.
Yeah, well,
he's a good guy though, I promise. He will definitely most likely not kill you.
Maybe
he'll stab you, but he won't kill you.
You better pay him.
So yes, that's the Flaming Fist, and now we're going to the evilest evils. Not a lot of information on these guys, but they do exist, except for this first one that I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you've dealt with them, Andrew. Maybe the rest of the group did, but the Santarum. These guys are, if there was ever like an evil, you know, what are they called? The assassins from Skyrim. You know, we know you. I forgot what.
We know you.
We know you more than you know yourself.
What were they called? Like the
it's
Order of the Black Hand?
Instead of the hand like this, it's like it's like a finger. It's pointing. We know you.
The Brotherhood is here.
Yeah. So the Santarum, I remember very vividly.
What are they called? It's called the Brotherhood of like Darkness or something.
It's probably the Brotherhood of that leaves creepy notes around.
The Brotherhood of Cicero. The only thing I remember is Cicero, who was actually a really good companion. Anyways,
yeah. So these guys are the classic baddie network. Like they want wealth, they want personal power.
Oh fuck! It's just the Dark Brotherhood.
The Dark
Jesus
Brotherhood.
Oh wow, that's the most generic name for whatever.
And then they want to just expand their network. That's what they want. That's all they want. They want to make it more and more powerful, reach more and more of the Forgotten Realms.
Right.
These guys are usually known because a lot of their operatives have a fucking flying snake in their coats. Wait, you didn't heal? You dealt with these guys in Waterdeep, didn't you?
We dealt with one Zentarum.
One Zentarum. Okay.
And it was something like this Zentarum agent needs a place to stay.
Right.
And we're like, oh, I don't know about having
that's
a Zentarum.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and that's the thing with them. Like they want power and they want wealth. That doesn't mean necessarily that they're just gonna kill everything and everybody.
And that doesn't necessarily mean they are out and out evil. Like,
well,
evil. No.
Right. They're not like, I'm gonna kill this puppy just because I felt like
it.
Yeah. No. Like, if you play them, you can play them because all they want is power and wealth. Obviously, if they find out that you're messing with them, well, three of them will just stab you in the back.
Yeah.
They look out after their own. But these guys, as I remember, for Storm King's Thunder, they dealt with them, and of course, Heather, I forgot her guy, she was a monk, fell in love with a freaking flying snake, and she befriended the flying snake, and the flying snake went through the whole adventure until the very end when she sent the snake to scout ahead, and then the snake got stepped on by a gargoyle.
Good. I was about to say, you're way too nice to these animal companions. Like, you want a flying snake, you gotta join the Zents, man. You gotta. What you don't know is that the Zents that have a flying snake are still in training. At the end of that training, they have to kill that flying snake.
They don't know that it's a fake knife, actually. When they go to cut it.
No. There ain't nothing fake about this shit. This is all. This is all real.
It's a gun with a blank. But the way you see these guys, when you look at the Lord's Alliance, they want to portray this image of like, control, and we know we're running shit, but then behind the scenes they're very like, oh my god, what the fuck, These guys, when you first meet them, for the most part, they want to portray a sense of they're very benign. They're like, oh, I have friends, but like, you don't know what we're doing. I'm a dumb little agent of darkness, But that guy.
I'm just a little adventurer. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Can you help me out and the city and walk me around? All of a sudden, next thing you know, you got a fucking knife in the ribs.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. they that's how they get to earn your trust. What you don't know is the guy who's making contact. They've been tracking you for like the past like week, and there's like a whole small army around them, just keeping track of like all of you guys, like ready to pounce any minute.
Like it was. I don't know if the group was aware of it or not, but it's like that moment where we had to talk to that Zentarum agent in Waterdeep. I was like, oh, it's too late.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure they had an idea because they dealt with them before in previous adventures.
Yeah, but it's like if you want to be like really, really cruel with it, if you see a Zentarum agent, there's no hope for you at that point. Like, you better get ready for a fight.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the last major one. And this guy's symbol is a snake with wings flying down. And I think it's black and gold. Black and gold. And yes,
probably my favorite faction.
The Zentarum?
Yeah,
they have a lot of depth for sure.
Yeah, just because there's a lot you can work with. Like a good person that's working for the Zentarum, it's like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I have a certain skill set, and this is really the only thing I'm good at.
Yeah. I don't want every time I get out, they just pull me back in.
Yeah, like the John Wick thing. Like, all right, just open up the chest, and it's all this old Zentarum gear.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yes, and then we have a couple more that I'm gonna go over real quick, only because there's not a lot of information about them that is canon. There's a couple of small descriptions. And if there is, somebody please feel free to correct me on the comment section. But one of the main ones that I thought it was very interesting was the Red Wizards of Thay.
Oh, I love the Red Wizards of Thay.
Yeah. These guys live up on the eastern side of the map towards the desert area. And they are like, when you think evil.
Yeah, this
like
is not
evil.
There is no gray area. This is
there's everything
firmly evil.
Yep, slavers, demonologists. They experiment with the arcane. They created essentially a nation of undead, and they remind me a lot of. And you can correct me probably because you actually read the books, but in Game of Thrones, that guy that had the blue lips with the tower.
Oh, I know it, the House of the Undying.
Yes, it reminded me a lot of that. And
it's kind of like that, but with also like Slaver's Bay.
Yeah,
where it's like take the House of the Undying, but then make them the ruling class of Slaver's Bay.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and this guy's it's all about arcane power, not like Howard wizardly type. Where like, oh, this arcane power that grease, woo. These guys are like, I want to raise the dead, and like all of them, not the ones around me, all of them. type situation. Like
they're the kind of guys like, why do the spell levels have to stop at 9?
Right, exactly.
And then found out they did not stop at 9.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
then there was a reason why it stops at 9 now.
Yes, this guy is all about that arcane knowledge, and I love it because first of all, they look cool as fuck, and I think they're a monster too in the monster manual. No,
I don't believe so. I want to say the Archmage.
Yeah, Red Wizards.
Block...
Wait, no, I lied. Nah. But yeah, I think they have an enemy stat. I know I saw it at one point. But these guys are cool as hell, dude. They most of them are, if not already in Lichdom, that's their ultimate goal.
I mean, obviously, Lichdom for any evil wizard is the finish line, but that's like a status symbol for. I think obviously their first ruler was probably a Lich or something, wasn't it?
Right. I can't remember right now, but then it makes you think like, where does it stop? And that's the thing, they don't.
I also like that idea that's like, okay, so we have the Sword Coast, which is obviously the west side of Faerün. But then off in the east, there's just a city of evil wizards.
Yep.
Doing its thing.
Yep.
Like no one's really impeding them. Yep. It's like it doesn't really bother with like Waterdeep and stuff like that. So they're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
You know?
Yeah, they had to cross the desert to get across, but like for them, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, like who's to say they don't have a like not a dimension door, but like an arcane gate or something that's like carved into like some other place in the world. Like they probably can. Why not? So. And
this is why I was expecting the next adventure to lean into. We don't we saw that meme of the Forgotten Realms and then the Remember Realms. These guys are in the Forgotten Realms, or like in the actual part that 5e has not touched.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast needs to go to that direction to like all the freaky stuff.
They need to push it a little. It's just like in the actual like Game of Thrones thing where it's like Westeros is cool, but like all the real interesting shit is happening in the East.
Right.
And you're like, dude, why aren't you writing about that, man?
Maybe that's the problem. He just keeps writing about all their bullshit. Anyways, we're gonna have an episode about it.
It got to the point like, okay, yeah, whatever. The Battle of the Five Kings. Who gives a shit? There's a fucking city that's in the middle of a jungle, and the jungle doesn't go into it because it's so evil. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, so those are the Red Wizards of Thay. Pretty awesome. I feel like there's a lot of material there. Even if you find, I mean, you will more than likely find one in Baldur's Gate.
Right.
How cool would that be? Like that. But anyways, Lichdom.
And it's not like the Zentarum where they're like clandestine about it. Like, no, they are the Red Wizards.
Right.
So if you see a wizard in red, people are like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
oh, fuck.
exactly. If I remember correctly, there was one in Schult that was like that. He just walked around with his robes and everything, looking half dead, and he's like, I am a wizard. Let me eat my lunch. That's what's the first thing you notice when someone talks to you? The audacity, first of all. So yes, the Red Wizards of Thay. A lot of material. I feel like Wizards just need to go there and like the crazy, wacky, multi-planar activities. Like, got a lot of stuff there. I
mean, it's just like whenever you think the words Magic City, it's always like, oh, like whimsy and like flying cats and shit. You don't think of like a city ruled by magic slavers and demonologists and stuff like that. So it's this weird like. It's like a water and oil thing for me.
You get a wizard that looks that it's like Sam from Game of Thrones. Like, I want to study, so I'm gonna go to Thay so I can see what they're doing over there. And he gets there, and it's like, oh no, what have I've made some choices, and this is a really bad one. Anyways, so moving on. The next one is, and I think this one was mostly in Storm King's Thunder, but it's the Kraken Society.
I have no idea who the Kraken.
These guys are smugglers, spies, pirates, all about the sea. They all answer to a like everybody thinks it's just. Not the hierarchy. What am I looking? Like at the highest rank pirate, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm getting information from this guy that gets information from that guy who gets information from the captain or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. What they don't realize is they're taking orders from a fucking magical kraken that is trying to get back into space.
Hold up. Hold the phone.
There's a kraken under the sea in the Sword Coast who has magical powers, telepathic powers, who speaks to all these people, who is just getting treasure and like all this stuff, you know, trying to get information on how he can get back to the guts that made him in space.
And this was not the adventure, like, focal point.
No.
Why not? Why?
Because you had to save you had to save King Hakatan, okay?
Fucking money on the table, wizards. Come on. like we have sailing rules now with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Why isn't this? Like,
if I remember...
Oh my God, all the untouched potential.
It's been a while. It's been a long while. But if I remember correctly, they do encounter him under the sea when they were trying to rescue or get information as to what was happening with the auditing, you know? Mm-hmm. But I can't remember the exact details of what happened. But yes, there was a fucking kraken. And all the kraken wants is knowledge on how the fuck he can get out of the sea and go to space.
And it decided the best way to do this is with pirates.
Well, the main thing is spies. But yes,
okay.
Pirates and smugglers, you know, all that is in there too. But
I need to get back into space. Arr, arr,
oh, a space life for me.
Why don't we shoot him out of a big cannon?
So yes.
An even bigger cannon.
I guess just a little further. It's like, oh, an even bigger one.
It's working.
Oh fuck. So that's the Kraken Society, Andrew.
But seriously, that would be a great adventure. Just like, oh, these pirates raided us, but they got this one specific thing. There's this gold in the monastery. They didn't even touch that. They came to this one specific item. So we're gonna go obviously investigate it. And it's like, oh, we're taking orders from this guy. That guy's taking orders from this guy. This guy's taking orders from that guy. That guy is like a fucking kraken.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they don't know. None of them know that they're taking orders from a kraken. Not even the guy who's the first one in line knows that he's taking an order from a kraken.
So what's
it's like dreams and like, shit. Yeah, like visions.
Like visions. Like,
yeah, but it's just a fucking kraken.
For some reason, the sea wants Taco Bell. I don't know why. Just throw Taco Bell into the sea.
Just faster. We have to appease him.
It needs the Gordita Crunch. Fast. Bring me all the $5 boxes you can find.
I want some of those cheesy fiesta potatoes. We sure can get here without getting wet. No,
you gotta hurry with the hard shell tacos because when you buy them, you got 5 minutes.
Yeah. Then it's not worth it. You have to eat them as you're driving there.
Pretty much.
That's how you get burritos if you go on a long trip. Anyways, but yes, there you go. You're welcome, Andrew. Now you know about the mysterious kraken under the sea that wants to get to space.
Okay, fuck my original pirate adventure. Why isn't this like? What the fuck?
Now moving on.
Like, wait, I have questions. Like, is the Kraken evil, or is it just like, dude, I just want to leave?
Okay, fine. Let's dive into this a little bit.
No, it's fine. We can move on. But it's just
oh shit.
It's just the way you worded it. It's just like the Kraken's like, man, this place blows. I want to get out of here.
Well, that's canon in my world now. Every time an adventurer swings by, he takes over the ship. They're fighting its tentacles, and then once they're loose, he shows up. Like, hey, do you know how to get into space? No? Okay, sorry about the inconvenience.
Man, damn it. All right, fine. I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm hypoglycemic. I haven't eaten yet.
Oh man. Oh, there you go. So the next one is the Bregan Diartha.
Bragging Garth Brooks. Bragging there.
Yes, that. So this guy's mainly really all they are is just an exclusively drow mercenary group.
Mm-hmm. Isn't our buddy Jarlaxle part of the Bregan?
He's the one that was ruling it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, the guy who kicked your ass.
Good old Jarlaxle.
Jarlaxle.
27 AC apparently.
You guys were level 5. Anyways, we're not getting into that. So yeah, same thing. They power control. Really, there's not a lot. It's just a network of, if a drow wants to get to the surface, there's a way for you to find work here. If a drow wants to get back to the Underdark, there's a way to get you there. Like it's very communal in the sense of like it's drow specific, but don't shine the sunlight on them.
Yeah, or a really bright LED light.
My only weakness. That's why Jarlaxle had a big hat.
Oh shit! I didn't even make that connection.
Wait, really?
Is that seriously what?
Wow.
Wait, are you fucking serious?
No, I mean it was a magical hat that allowed him to change into any person he wanted to be. But yes, it was really big because of sunlight.
That's fucking dumb.
What? An umbrella?
I mean, no.
Sunscreen?
It's not like no. Hold on. They're not like myconids. They don't like die in the sunlight. They just.
But it's uncomfortable.
But it just affects their eyes. So just get some sunglasses.
You made Jarlaxle. He has like a white paste of sunscreen all around him. The big hat, big sunglasses, white gloves. Hey guys.
They call him the Ghost Drow.
The Ghost Drow. Michael Jackson over here.
Don't touch me. I'm sunburned.
You guys, I have a mission for you all. Thanks for meeting me. Can you find me some icy aloe so I can put it on my skin?
I need some aloe vera.
I can't reach my back. Can you please do that?
There's this magical plant with healing properties. It's called aloe vera.
It's gonna be really hard to find unless you just go down the street and buy a bottle for $5.99.
I need you to go down to your local Walgreens.
Make sure it's 100% aloe vera.
Yeah, I don't want any of that cheap crap.
Alcohol dries my skin.
and only the best for the Bregan.
Our supply line gets disrupted. We usually get 2 pallets of it a day.
Moisturize.
So that's the Bregan.
Well, hold on. Aren't they? They're stationed like Neverwinter or something, aren't they?
Yeah, Neverwinter, Waterdeep. But obviously their headquarters is in the Underdark. So.
Well, obviously, but it was something where it's like, wait, Neverwinter, like Neverwinter has gangs. Like obviously every city's gonna have gangs, but like Neverwinter's like the most lawful one. So I'm like,
yeah.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, and it's not just any gang, it's like one of the biggest.
Yeah, and I think that's all Jarlaxle wanted. He just wanted more control of, he wanted to spread. In this case to Waterdeep.
Okay.
So, yes. The next one, the last one. We need to move on. Okay, there's important things to talk about.
No, I got it. I know.
It's the Xanathar's Guild.
Jose, you need to move on, man.
What do you know about the Xanathar's Guild?
What don't I know about the Xanathar's Guild? It's ruled by a guy named Xanathar.
A guy named Xanathar, yeah. A human guy named Xanathar.
And he has this guild.
Yeah.
So on to session highlights. No, I'm kidding. It's a beholder named Xanathar who has like a pet goldfish,
yeah,
or something like that. But the goldfish keeps getting replaced by like lower members, so he doesn't get he doesn't get like super angry and upset about it.
So he doesn't get pissed off, yeah.
But the Xanathar's Guild was one that we was most prevalently the one that we dealt with in Dragon Heist. Like almost everything that we fought, except for a couple of different, probably like 1, maybe 3 encounters. It was all Xanathar's Guild people. So
yeah,
they seem to be, and it might have been just the road that you took us through Waterdeep, but they seem to be the most prevalent criminal organization in Waterdeep, at least.
Yeah, no, they are. Like in Waterdeep, if there was like a number 1 baddie, it will be Xanathar's Guild. mainly because it's not an official. So if you remember, Waterdeep had certain guilds that you can sign up, like actual guilds, like their guilds, the guild of Force Grey, the blacksmith guild, whatever. Actual guilds, they pay their taxes, all that. Very official. Xanathar's guild is a guild by name only. He's not an official guild because nobody knows who the fuck the Xanathar is, for starters. But he wants control. He wants more power of Waterdeep, obviously. That's why.
Is it something where it's like, yeah, we're sanitation workers.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah,
we work in construction.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And like you said, like, it's just like the story with the Kraken. People are taking orders. Most people that are in the Xanathar's Guild don't know who Xanathar is, or that he's most importantly, that he's a beholder. It's just one of those things that, like, orders go down, and at a certain point, people just don't realize where the orders are coming from.
That's pretty ballsy to have your name on the guild. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. The Order of the Kraken was called the Order of the Kraken.
Yeah.
Right? And there's got to be someone in that group who's like, wait, it's an actual fucking Kraken. I thought it was just a cool name.
No, when that happens, like, he saps it. No, oh no, Kraken makes no sense. There's a huge tentacle behind him that saps his memory. It's like,
oh shit, there's an actual Kraken. I thought it was like House Greyjoy or some shit. No. Where it's like, Kraken.
But yeah, and like you said, it's very funny because, like, he keeps only two people at a time know that he's the beholder. Xanathar is an actual beholder, and those two people, like, one of the quirks of it is that they keep changing his goldfish because they don't want him to snap. Xanathar obviously does not trust any of them, so he misgives information to them separately. And then that's how like nobody knows where the actual, because this branch gets a set of information, this branch gets the other set of information. As long as it gets the right goal completed, Xanathar is happy.
You know what? There's a lot of missed opportunity here to have like a fake Xanathar. Where it's like, yeah, I'm Xanathar. Like, it's like, but you're a dwarf, dude. Like, no, but this is my guild.
He has a hat with like a couple like eyes stalks coming out of it.
It's like puppeteering them. No, it's like nobody knows that Xanathar is a beholder.
Right.
So it'd be like, oh yeah, no, hold on, Xanathar's guild's getting under some heat. You're Xanathar now.
Yeah, I mean,
Storm Ray.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and like So,
and then they arrest the guy. He does his time. Blah blah blah. 5 years in jail for manslaughter or whatever. And then he comes out and it's, oh hey, Xanathar's guild's gone legit now.
How about that?
Hey, yeah, we're dry cleaners.
Wink.
Wink.
So yes,
we paint houses.
Those are the guilds, the factions of. I think most of this, honestly, is the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
And the North. I think that's pretty much it. Like, the rest of the Forgotten
Realms.
Realms.
For some reason, just red wizards. Just like
a tiny little, like a little, thumbtack, like, all the way to the side of the map.
And they're like, they mentioned us.
Yeah! Yes. So, did you learn something today, Andrew, about guilds?
I learned that Wizards of the Coast is just like leaving all this cool shit on the cutting room floor when they
a Kraken that wants to go back home.
Just shoot him into space. You talk to mind flayers, man. They have the technology. You just need to network better. That's all.
Yeah, you keep hanging out with humans. What the fuck?
The problem is you're dealing with people that sail on an ocean. You're not talking to the right guy.
It's probably like those are the only people I can reach.
Yeah, you don't. Look, man, I'm just working with what I got.
Oh, okay. Now grab all of that information you just had and throw it out the window.
Yeah, push it out of your memory.
All right, we're moving on to news because we finally have news, Andrew.
Yay!
After like 40 episodes. I think we only touched news like once.
Yeah, it's like the past like 10 or so episodes. Like, is there any news? No.
Nah.
All right. Anyway.
Moving on. But actually, this week, a couple of fun things happened. There were some leakage on Wizard's boat.
Oh, you were dealing with some leakage? Oh, wait, you were talking about... Oh, you're talking about news.
We're talking about news, Andrew.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
One of the first ones. Two things happened. One very exciting. The other one, meh. So the first one is the next adventure got leaked.
Yes.
It is The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Wow, what a reaction, Andrew.
Well, what is it? You just said Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and then just like expected.
I was expecting you to be like, "Whoa, wow, what is that?"
What is it?
There you go. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit that. So we don't know much. At first, it will see us an Amazon leak, which is pretty much what happened with every single book of them. So
That's
it gets
so weird that Amazon is like
it's
the main source.
I'm sure it's a control leak to build hype. But all we know so far is that the adventure is brings the wicked whimsy of the Feywilds to 5th edition. So we're gonna go into the Feywild, which
I'm really hoping the adventure starts off by literally just tripping into a tree. No,
yeah. You took a nap. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because honestly, this is the Feywild. What better way to be like, oh shit. It's just like next thing you know, you're in the summer court.
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
Because it's like okay, Avernus, like okay, you had to go to Candlekeep and you had to do this, blah 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 blah. But it was like I feel like that would really like mitigate a lot of like the wonder of Feywild. If you're like, oh, we have to go to Blackstaff Tower, and then they have a portal to the Feywild, blah blah. No, just like, oh shit, I fell into a pond.
Yeah,
now I'm in the Feywild.
I took a sip of a really weird tea.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm in the Feywild.
Are you sure you're at the Feywild, man?
so of course it's gonna have new characters, new monsters, new mechanics. And for everybody who's listening, the official reveal is gonna be on July 16 and 17. So I'm assuming they're gonna do a full-on, like they did with Avernus and stuff like that, a full live cast and everything, through G4. So
I wonder if they're gonna mess a lot more with like the time mechanics of the Feywild.
Here's hold that thought. Here's what the only thing that kind of like makes me concerned a bit. And I don't know, maybe I just didn't pay attention before, but this one specifically says suitable for players of all ages.
Oh, so it's gonna be like more like a child, like children oriented thing.
I don't know if that's like has that been in any other? Because I don't think that was in Avernus.
It's definitely not Icewind Dale.
Yeah. So I'm honestly worried that they might try to be like, oh, this is for the full family.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
I know, but if they say like ages like 13 and up, whatever, fine. But usually for a company to put down that it's suitable for players of all ages, it means that there's very little like heavy like you're not gonna let's do some war crimes in Avernus, for a 13-year-old.
But here's the thing. Like Avernus, like doing like these horrible atrocities, that's par for the course for that. And so and like Storm King Siren like having these big epic adventures, also par for the course. But like it describes the Feywild adventure as being whimsy and like like magical. Like it's the Feywild.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean if there's any sort of a lighter hearted tone, the Feywild would be the best way to do it. And it's not like you can't, if you want to, it's not like you can't add your own gravity to it just by, just actions have consequences. So yeah, oh no.
And honestly, I
murdered someone from the Sealy Court. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh no, now the Knights of the Sealy Court are after me.
And okay, I can see that. And honestly, I think after Icewind Dale, it might be a nice little change of pace. Because we're going from Avernus to Icewind Dale.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
So maybe going to the Feywild after that would be like, oh man, this is really nice.
But I mean, because like honestly, look at you had the last. What were the last 3 big adventures, like campaign adventures that they've had?
Avernus.
It was Avernus, Icewind Dale, and not Tomb of Annihilation. There was one.
Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, the Mad Mage.
Yeah. But I mean, like it was all like this, like evil, like impending doom kind of. Well, I don't know about Icewind Dale, but it's but it's so it's like to have like this kind of like lighthearted like romp through a magical forest. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. I'm kind of down for that. How many times have I told you while I was running Curse of Strahd, like, dude, I just want like, I would really like to run a normal adventure now. I'm so tired of being dark. You know?
I'm gonna get me a bunch of different hats.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for this adventure. So yes, that was one of the leaks. So July 16 and 17 for the full reveal.
I wonder if they're gonna do like a lot of like the mischievous fairy stuff, where it's like, oh, never give a fairy creature your name,
right? Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or something. Or like, oh, they stole my shadow. I can't fucking sleep now because I don't have my shadow.
It gets really dark.
Uh-huh.
You will never grow. Anyways, and then there was a second leak. Curriculum of Chaos.
The Curriculum of Chaos?
Just no, not that. Just Curriculum of Chaos. All right, so moving on.
That's what I said. Oh, okay. What's the Curriculum of Chaos?
It's just another MTG or Magic the Gathering crossover.
Okay, never mind. Moving on.
With Strixhaven, I think. I don't know. I don't play Magic. I don't know.
Hoops?
I don't know. Every time I have one of the books, Guilds of Ravnica. Oh, and Theros too. So like I read them and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I'm probably not gonna use any of this ever.
See, like the mythical odysseys of Theros, like I would use just purely for like a Greek like mythology inspired adventure, but like it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh man, I've been waiting for this book. You know, and it's just like it's like every time they publish a Magic the Gathering book, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, because I feel like you said it earlier. There's like so many people asking for so many other like content that has been already made for D&D, just needs to be brought to 5e, and then they keep fucking cross-offing Magic the Gathering, which is fine. I know that the demographic does, but I feel like if you're gonna play Magic the Gathering, you're gonna play Magic the Gathering. You're gonna play the card game.
I feel like, and this might be biased because I'm not a Magic the Gathering fan. I feel like there's not as much of an overlap as Wizards of the Coast think there is. I could be wrong.
I get the same vibe. I know some people appreciate it, but I don't think it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, like I don't see like the world getting set on fire every time a new Magic the Gathering D&D crossover happens.
Right. You know, and that being said, I am gonna buy the book because I collect them. So, god damn it. But yeah, so the same thing. That one.
Well, I mean, there's still mechanics and stuff you can like cannibalize and stuff from it. It's not, it's
not the end of the world.
Yeah, none of these books are.
But it could have been Spelljammer, Andrew.
Yeah, it could have been.
It could have been Dragonlance. It could have been Dragonlance. What's the other Gary Gygax?
Dark Sun.
Yeah, like so many different ones. Anyways,
Greyhawk.
That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, I already mentioned Greyhawk.
Yeah. Anyways, so same thing. It's gonna be fully revealed on the same day, 16 and the 17. But yay! If you're a Magic the Gathering fan, I appreciate the game. I'm just way too late to jump in because there's so much shit happening.
If you're a Magic the Gathering fan and a D&D fan, more power to you.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that's what we're missing. Maybe Robert, our new player for Icewind Dale, one day might do a Magic the Gathering specific run for us. I don't know. Maybe
I don't like card games.
No. Like a Guild of Ravnica or some adventure specific on D&D. Okay. So maybe we can understand what the appeal. Like I get the appeal. I do get it. The problem is that every time I try to get into it, dude, it's like what, like 20, 30, 40 years of material? I feel like 5e made it very accessible for people to jump into D&D. Magic has not done that.
5e has made it, what's the word? 5e has made it purposely accessible because the whole idea is that you build games off of whatever they publish. Right. Whereas Magic the Gathering is a card game based on the lore of whatever. So yeah, no, it's like I said, there is an overlap, but it's not as significant as I think.
Also, people think D&D is an expensive hobby to get into. Magic is another tier altogether.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, oh, D&D, it's so expensive. Really, all you need is just the 3 books. Everything outside of that is cake.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about real expensive, we can get in the Warhammer.
No, we're not getting there. So those are the 2 leaks that happened this week. Very exciting stuff.
The hobby that when Teresa caught me watching videos on, she's like, please don't. Please.
You're gonna bankrupt us, man.
Yeah.
There's that role playing game out for it. But anyways, those are the 2 leaks that happened this week. Very exciting stuff. Everybody's like looking forward to the Feywild things. Magic, I have seen mixed feelings about it. You know, like we just said, people just want other things from D&D specific, but I get it. They're just trying to broaden their demographics. I get it. It's business after all. But Andrew, like I said earlier in the episode, I was like, "Hey, WebDM, how are you today, senpai?" Not as me. Hi. They actually replied, Andrew.
I know. I was fucking blown away. You said, okay. I vaguely remember the text because it was all like a blur. But you were like, "Hey, I reached out to WebDM just to talk about the Kickstarter." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." And then you're like, "Oh my god, they responded." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What do we do? Wait a minute. I didn't get this far.
I didn't think I was going that far.
What do we do?"
Yeah, they were so nice. Whoever was managing their Facebook is very nice. They were like, "Hey, that's pretty awesome." You know, because I explained to them, I told them straight up, like, "Hey, we're very small. We have like," I told them the numbers that we get, which is fairly big, but it's not as engaging as it could be. So I gave them that after they replied, and I made it very clear we have like 2 fans. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Kevin. But I also explained that it just so happens that their new Kickstarter kicks off on June 9th, the same day that we're kicking off our Rime of the Frost Maiden adventure with Session 0. And I was like, this is perfect, because Rime of the Frost Maiden is a exploration-based game, and one of the things that you and I always talk about is how there's no exploration-based material out there. So we actually saw the book from the WebDM, like they talked about it, and we're like, oh, this is pretty interesting. And then they posted the pictures, which is why I reached out. And they were like, that would be amazing if you want to talk about it. Feel free to go. Let us know if you need anything from us. And at that point, I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna email them. They gave me the email. I emailed them and stuff like that. They replied and they gave us all the information that we need to know. So right now we're gonna have a small little section about talking about WebDM's Worlds of WebDM. It's actually the whole series, which I think they're planning to do a bunch of books. Worlds of WebDM, Weird Wastelands.
Well, okay, so right off the bat, when you said they were planning on doing a series of books, there was a FAQ.
Yeah.
Included. And one of the questions was, are you guys going to be making other books? And it says it's called the Worlds of WebDM.
Yeah.
Not the world of WebDM. So, yeah. You want me to move my camera down?
Yeah, can you move it? You're like really cut off right here. I don't want to see it. I don't know. Andy, you're making it weird.
Is that
it goes around. So yes, Worlds of WebDMs. Here we go, Andrew. Worlds of WebDM, Weird Wastelands is their Kickstarter book that's coming out June 9th, or the Kickstarter is coming out on June 9th. So go check that out. And it is
which is today by the time you
by the time this goes out, yes. Which is a location-based toolkit that gives you everything you need to play great games in places adversely affected by magical forces. Ooh. So yes, they sent us a small preview of the book, which included a couple of things. Andrew, do you want to talk about it? Because I know you were kind of excited about some of the things.
2 things immediately caught my attention. One, it said it's an exploration supplement or guide or something like that, which we always said is always the most neglected pillar of the 3 pillars. Like you have combat, which is gold laden and stuff like that. And then you have role playing, which is solid marble. And then you got exploration, which is wicker, and it's
it actually it has new mechanics that both solves long-standing challenges for interesting exploration-based play in rules as written gaming, and expands support for the exploration pillar, which in their videos they always talk about how exploration is very like you just said, it's very lacking. So they're going all in, which is the part I'm excited about.
And it's I'm excited for this because exploration, you can make exploration fun, you can extrapolate a lot of that, but it involves a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so to have something to build off of it, or at least to spark some ideas, is excellent. But then on top of that, it's an exploration based supplement about a post-apocalyptic world, which I'm like, I'm already on board.
When I told you that, you were like, I'm already buying the book.
Yeah, sold. I didn't have to read anything about it except for the fact that it's post-apocalyptic setting. I'm like, okay, that's perfect, because that was actually like one of the things I wanted to like do was like a post-apocalyptic setting. So I'm like, this is amazing.
And it would have been better if it would have been a post-apocalyptic Western setting.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, a post-apocalyptic like with technology would be right up my alley. But I mean, a post-apocalyptic like magic setting, that's awesome. I love that. So
yeah, and this is diving all into like the whole. So it's called Wastelands, Wastelands, and the whole theme around it is that the land has been, not cracked. What's the word I'm looking for?
It's been like
damaged.
Altered?
Yeah, altered. Like they actually pose some questions, like like what happens when weaponized magic overwhelms a region, or what happens when a god abandons a planet. Like all these like big time questions that I never even thought about.
Right.
And a lot of
and
everything
and
that.
to add,
No, go for it.
No, I'm just gonna add. This is not an adventure.
Right.
This is just material for DMs to work off.
Yeah, and I think one of the FAQs they mentioned that it's not necessarily even a setting. It's just like you can plop this anywhere. Like this is it's just for you to grab and put on your own adventure.
It's literally just stuff to drag and drop into your own.
And everything that's in here it revolves all around a damaged land. One of the things that they gave us to look into was because it has a bunch of subclasses, but one of the subclasses was the druid, one of the druidic subclasses. What's it called? The circle of
the broken land.
The circle of the broken land.
Which is essentially the druid takes a level in barbarian.
Yeah. I saw it. I'm like, But every time you like a certain like level advancement points, you don't replace. You just keep adding on to it. And all it is just a druid that have seen its land devastated by whatever it is that happened in your adventure, and it draws energy from it. And it's so cool how they explained it. But like, he gets beefy. You can choose the first of a couple of different things, but one of the main ones is you get more AC.
I mean, like the idea is a lot of the druids, especially the subclasses that were like in Xanathar stuff, is always like very defensive or support based.
Right.
So having a druid that goes on the offensive, and like because obviously it's a nature based class. So if it's in a post apocalyptic setting, nature is kind of foobar. Yeah. So naturally a druid would be like in a cataclysmic rage from this. Yeah, exactly. So it's just the idea that it's bringing back nature's fury is awesome.
Yeah, and honestly. I think they call it primordial fury. Mm-hmm. And you get I have it pulled up right here. You get to like experiment some of the things on it, and like one of them is like you use grit. One of the things you can choose from is just you get bonus AC. You know, and equal to your proficiency modifier. And the way this works is at level 2 you start with 1. You get to choose 1 out of I think there's 4 of them. But then as you keep leveling up, you just keep adding. So instead of just doing, you do the primordial fury. At first
it's kind of like rage.
Yeah,
it's got a little like rage.
At first you just have like more AC, but then later on you get like resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and plus your AC. So like you just keep angrier and angrier.
I like the idea that this takes up one of your wild shapes.
Yeah.
It's like do I either wild shape or do I just like destroy this enemy right in front of me?
Which is, I mean, it's cool as hell because I always found wild shape a little underwhelming. I've seen it being used amazingly, but me personally, in my own play style, I find it a little underwhelming. So this will actually make me want to play a druid just because I want to do some serious damage.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that like wild shape in of itself is a little underwhelming as long as you're not doing a circle of the moon. Yeah. But also, like I said, this is like the first time where you're having a druid that could probably be a good frontline fighter.
Yeah.
Like not just like one. It's like kind of like, oh, okay, he could turn into a brown bear, so like he could tank a little bit. Like no, like the druid will be like toe to toe with a barbarian, not a fighter. No one's gonna. We learned the hard way. Nothing's gonna stand up to a fighter. But like God, there should have been a fighter. But I mean, like you'll have the front line, and now the druid's gonna be there now. So
yeah. They also gave us a monster.
Oh my god, this monster is super cool for one reason, and I'm gonna let you go over it, and then I'm gonna pose you a question.
No, I was gonna say like it's not a manticore, it's a magicore, and the artwork is so badass because it looks like there's like magic within like its skin and scales, and it just looks scary as hell. Also, like every time there's like a double jaw, you know what I'm talking about, like a double mouth in any monster,
Like
freaks me out instantly. Yeah, it freaks me instantly. Also, it kind of looks like a human face too, which is terrifying in my opinion.
Well, I think that's the whole like appeal of a manticore is that's like kind of humanoid. It's like
yeah, but this one is extra creepy.
Weird.
So yeah, this thing is scary, and dude, I love it. They give you, first of all, when you look at this, and obviously we're not gonna go into detail about the specifics, but like they give you so much information about the monster, and it almost feels like a chunk. It feels like a chunk of like the monster manual. It doesn't feel like the monster add-on at the end of an adventure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it has like
this,
personality, tactics, where it lives, what caused it, and of course,
it even talks about like flaws in its personality and stuff. And it's, I actually, if anything, it's more than what the monster manual has, because the monster manual doesn't have flaws or traits or anything like that. It's just like,
and if they do, they mention it like
this.
a line. It's like a one little like run off sentence.
But there's nothing that really draws attention to it like the way this format does.
Yeah, exactly.
Take some notes.
Yeah, wizards. And then what I love, and it's funny because like they have like these little sections called WebDN wisdom throughout the book, and I'm assuming it's through the whole thing. And every time I see it, Jim here, and I hear it in like the YouTube, like their voices from their YouTube channel, and it makes me so happy because I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I tried to read it in Jim's voice and I fell asleep. There's something about his voice just
it's not a bad thing. It's just
it's just like a warm blanket. And unfortunately, I love their videos. It's such a mission to get through it because something about Jim Davis's voice just puts me to sleep.
Dude, I
which
love
sucks because their videos are awesome.
Yeah, it's not like we base all of our format on their videos already.
It's not like we've completely ripped this off based on their format.
But see, my voice is annoying as fuck, so I'll keep you awake throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, we worked on making our voices as abrasive as possible, so that way none of our listeners.
Good. I thought it was just me.
No, I scream into a pillow before we record. That's how...
gotta get that graspy throat feel. Hey there.
But there's one thing. Okay, hold on. There's one thing out. You said you didn't want to go into specifics about the Magic and I get that. I understand. You want to keep some of the but. It has an effect. One of the many things it can do is that it has an effect where it nullifies magic in an immediate area. Because just for like it's something for like 2 or 3 rounds or something like that. It's like a small like shockwave, like EKG kind of a thing. Here's the question: I know magic items like staffs and whatnot are immediately out. Would you say like a +1 or 2 sword becomes a normal sword in that time?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
because I was going to say that too. Because
because
a plus whatever,
a plus weapon already counts as a magical attack.
Yeah.
So not anymore, bitch.
Nope. That +2 great sword now it's just a big old hunk of iron, buddy.
I'm gonna use this magic and just throw it at whatever wizard Howard is throwing next. Fight this wizard.
But I think what's really cool is that it eats spells somehow.
Like it reminds. Okay, so you've seen How to Train Your Dragon?
Sure.
Okay, well you know how
Actually, I haven't.
the way the dragon's fire looks when they do, it's like they spit it out, but like you can see it build under its scales.
Right.
Like okay, Godzilla. Like I imagine that, but backwards. Like he's just he's a Magicore. He's the land is so broken that he just draws from it.
Like I'm gonna cast Disintegrate. Oh
yeah, now.
Oh no,
we made a mistake.
That's not how the Magicore actually works. But it'd be really cool if it did.
That's definitely how it works. Okay.
That's how it works when I'm gonna run it. There's like a 1 in 20 chance it just eats the spell that you're casting.
Jump. 1 in 20, more like 10 on 20.
No. Man, I just keep rolling these ones. It's so weird to say. Well, why don't you roll it in browser? No. I really like this dice set that I got.
The reason I got me is very expensive. I need to use it every now and then.
Yeah. She'll get upset if I don't.
But then, one of the coolest part, which I'm pretty sure Howard, if you're listening, you're gonna be really excited about this. They have a brand new class. The Scion.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about. Never mind. I thought you were gonna talk about something else.
No. So, the Scion harness the power of the mind to shape reality, telepathically link with other creatures, and perceive reality far beyond the normal sensory capabilities.
Now, I know they're probably not going to do this. I have faith in WebDM to really think this through, but I really hope it's not just, oh yeah, it's just a wizard, just doesn't need material components, because that's like a lot of like,
yeah,
because like there's like there's a couple psionic enemies in Wizard of the Coast, just like no, they have spells, it just doesn't need material components. I'm like, wow, that's lame.
Nah, I don't think so. They're building it up pretty hype, so you know what I mean. And then they have some new subclasses. So I'm gonna go over the ones that they allowed us to talk about. So the first one is the Scavenger Ranger, which name sounds pretty cool, like a survivalist type.
Like an ultra survivalist ranger would be really cool.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming it has like extra advantage on like not forgery. What's the word I'm looking for? Foraging. Jesus. Yes.
I would imagine if it's like a scavenger, I would hope, especially because it's going with like exploration stuff, it would probably have like some sort of skill where they like repurpose things that they like find.
Make different weapons +1 based on what you find and stuff like that.
Or like make different ammo for like your bow and stuff like that. Like that would be really neat. Yeah.
And then the ascetic cleric.
Ascetic
cleric.
Which an ascetic cleric is. Ascetic is a type of religion where you get rid of all worldly possessions. It's like the classic,
like a monk type.
The classic brown robe, like friar tuck monk.
I wonder how that's gonna play along.
I mean, the whole idea is that it's a post-apocalyptic thing, right. So it's kind of like I kind of get the idea that like the ascetic cleric is going to be like this wandering monk that's just like like an actual pilgrim, like So
I'm gonna get rid of this mace, my worldly possession. Chucks it at the enemy. I am now a cleric.
Enlightenment will find you, my child. It hits you with your shepherd's crook.
Get rid of your worldly possessions.
But I mean, I think that so if it says it's not gonna have worldly possessions, I would imagine it's probably gonna be something where like it's a light armor proficiency, probably it's something that's gonna be like maybe like a cleric monk hybrid kind of a thing.
Ooh. That'd be interesting.
Like a lot. Yeah. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, that's a lot of possibilities right there. And then they're gonna have the Techno Wizard.
Techno Wizard! Who gives a shit about the cleric? Techno Wizard!
Daft Punk shows up in a post-apocalyptic world. One more time. You guys hear that? Which, yeah.
Fireball.
They float in a pyramid shape base.
Rock. Robot rock. Better do rock.
I'm honestly curious about that one. Is it gonna be like an artificer type thing?
It might be something. We didn't.
Because I'm 90% sure it's not gonna be about techno music.
Oh, darn it!
Dang it!
No, that's for the bard.
Techno bard.
It's called Techno Wizard, but it's actually a bard subclass. No, we never went over it because we haven't talked about it yet. But Starfinder has a class called the Mechanic, which is they can use not magic, but it's like mechanical stuff,
knowledge,
and kind of, and they have a familiar, which is like a drone. So maybe something kind of like that.
That'd be fun.
Bit. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Or
in a world where magic has been changed, really, it seems fitting that a wizard will do the next big. Okay, I can't use my big brain to handle magic. I'm gonna handle technology now.
maybe it's a world now where like technology has to become a crutch to handle magic.
Yeah,
or
that's
something,
true.
you
And
know?
then we have the Oath of the Monster Champion Paladin.
Which that
That has a lot of like interesting words in it.
Oath of the Monster Champion.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only one where like it immediately didn't spring anything to my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna have to read that. To
Yeah,
understand.
I honestly like a Monster Hunter maybe.
But it says Monster Champion.
You
Like,
champion over the monster.
if it was something like Oath of the Monster Slayer or something, or maybe it's like they're championing for the monsters or something. Like maybe like, hey, not all monsters are bad, or I don't know. That's gonna have to be something like when the book comes out, I'm gonna have to read it to really kind of
Understand
wrap my brain around it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's gonna have obviously the traverse mechanics, all that kind of stuff. 10 locations. Again, like they said, this is not a setting. They're gonna have these locations created so you can pop them anywhere you want. Monsters, like we just talked about the Magic Core. It's gonna be a plethora of them. Adventure hooks, a myriad of tools and toys to help GM create encounters, adventures, and even entire campaigns. So it's gonna be a supplement, really.
I really like the spell that they came up with and the concept that follows with it, where there's like an arcane sickness, where it's like you cast a spell. Essentially, what it is, like you cast a spell, and it makes all the spellcasters have to roll a Constitution save, and every time they cast a spell, they instead gain a sickness. And instead of casting that spell, they instead spread the contagion. And it's just like this weird, like, whoa, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
It's like it like that kind of blew my mind, honestly.
Which I think is, man, especially for like a survival type adventure, like that can fuck you up real quick.
If it's someone's like, oh, come on, I really need a spell, please. Dang it.
Yeah. You were counting on that, and now you're, yeah, exactly.
I'm sick and I need help.
So yeah, I'm obviously extremely excited about this. Andrew and I were already looking forward to the book. The fact that they reached back and let us talk about it, I think it's the best thing ever. But yeah, and like the sample that they gave us, I love the fact that they have Jim Davis talk through the whole book. You know, they had like a little like kind of like,
well, it's Jim Davis and Jonathan Pruitt, right?
Yeah, they're both in there.
Yeah.
But I think the ones we got, I only saw Jim Davis. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know how like when you look at Xanathars, you have like little bits from Xanathar,
right.
through the book. Well, yeah, this one has little sections of wisdom from Jim Davis. At least the ones I've seen. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, we are very excited. It comes out. The Kickstarter opens on June 9th. So make sure to go to their Facebook. We're gonna post a link on our YouTube for this video. I don't think we can post a link on podcast descriptions, but we're gonna have a link on this video for you guys to go check out the Kickstarter. Make sure to back them. I'm already gonna get the deluxe edition. Andrew is probably gonna get the regular edition because he hates me.
Because I'm a poor peasant.
No, because you know how to handle money unlike me.
I don't know how to handle. You did not see my recent Amazon purchase.
So yeah, I think those are the main news that we have. Pretty awesome stuff from Kickstarter.
That was the news. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the big news for sure, which is pretty exciting.
And now time for our favorite part of the show. Session highlights.
Session highlights. Wait, do we have session highlights?
That's the sound of session highlights because we don't have any.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it's like, did you just fart?
It's just an empty desert. Just...
Yes, we are right now ending our 2-week break from Descent into Avernus. Andrew over here is getting ready.
What are you doing?
The screen. Andrew here is getting ready to run Rime of the Frost Maiden. I am super excited about my character, who is this guy who got sent to the north by his family. He has a furry coat and a cool direwolf pet. He's pretty handy with a sword, and he died once and came back.
He can't. His name is Azor Ahai, but it's not actually that. It's Jon Snow, but it's not actually that. Fuck, something Aemon to Aegon Targaryen, but it's not.
It's
that.
definitely not that either. Andrew, you wanna talk anything about that? About getting ready?
I don't, not anymore. Yes, I do. I am super excited, more anxious than anything, only because, and we're gonna go over this in session 0, so it's not like, oh, spoilers for anyone that's listening, but this is gonna be quite the departure from the other adventures that we've had. Like, this is, like, in terms of not tone, but like, well, no, maybe tone, but like in terms of like pacing, and this, because it's obviously I don't know if I told you guys this or not, it's obviously a very exploration based adventure, so it's just, there's going to be a lot going on, but it's up to you guys to determine the trajectory of this adventure, if that makes sense. So, and it's like, I'm very eager about some parts, but it's also that eagerness is kind of underlined with a bit of anxiousness, because it's like, it's a really like, this could kind of fall apart if I don't do it right, you know? So it's just, this adventure is a big undertaking for me. So I'm very excited to see how it goes.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're gonna kick it out of the park. Wait, what is that the word? Hit it out of the park.
Kick it out of the park. Yes, indeed.
I think everybody is super stoked, because everybody's talking, well, mainly me, about my stupid character ideas.
Well, you and Robert are talking a lot.
Yeah, well,
so.
I'm pretty sure, like, Howard contacted you. He wanted to play a turtle, no?
No, he's given me a couple of ideas of what he wanted to play. He's,
and you know for sure that Heather and Alex already have like their dual characters ready to talk about.
I mean, there are things in session 0 that might play against that.
That's actually one of the things why I haven't really put, my main idea. I want to play a sorcerer. That's like, I've always wanted to play a sorcerer. I think, I'm going to play a sorcerer. But like, I haven't gone too deep into it, because you told us that like session 0 is going to dictate a lot of different things, including background. And I want to take session 0 to develop my character further. Right now, all I know, more than likely, is going to be a sorcerer, draconic bloodline type thing. Maybe I'll go a little crazier than that. I don't know yet. It's either that or an arcane archer. So
I can definitely say, or I'm certainly hoping, but just based off of what's in here, I think session 0 is going to be very fun in of itself, just because there's like quite a bit that's going on in that.
Right. And I mean, honestly, I didn't think session 0 for Avernus was going to be fun, but everybody had a blast that day.
Right.
Especially rolling our stats.
But I mean, this is going to be even more involved in that, because like, really, with session 0 for Avernus, like, yeah, we were creating our characters, and we had that like secret that kind of like brought us all together. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it was like, okay, well, what do you want your character to be?
So this one's going to be very driven by the story.
Whereas Icewind Dale, like, there are things like, no, like, this is the reason why you're here, or maybe not, maybe it is.
Right.
It all depends. Like, it's an actual roll of the dice. So
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm so excited. I told you, I was like, why are we not playing last Wednesday? I was like, why are we not playing last Wednesday?
I don't know. I was starting to think the same thing Saturday. So
yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm so happy that I'm gonna be behind the screen again. Like, I'm itching to play, but I think besides all that is the fact that like I woke up the other day and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta prep. I'm like, oh wait, I don't have to prep anymore.
Now what do I do? What do I do with my free time?
Just looked at my hand for like 30 minutes trying to decide what I was gonna do.
But like, there are. This is gonna sound really weird, but there are some particular parts in this adventure where it's like, you're gonna have to remove your D&D hat. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, it's a big shift in tone and pacing for some of these adventures.
Well, you told me that you wanted to do a lot more of like weight and keeping track of actual that alone really got me going, because I was like, oh yes, please, we haven't done that ever. because it hasn't required us to do it really. I think that's the main thing, and I hope that it happens the same thing that happened with the whole dying thing in Avernus, but it happens on this one with the encumbrance and keeping track of ammunition and all that kind of stuff, because if everybody likes it, and because I know for sure that the character Mancer in Roll20, it makes it easy to keep track of all that stuff. Right. That I can implement that on the next adventures, and it becomes like a standard for our group instead of being like an extra thing.
Well, I mean, the only reason why I'm even doing that kind of stuff is because like if I was running like Avernus or even like Curse of Strahd, I wouldn't be doing encumbrance or anything like that. That's just like, okay, no, there's already enough going on.
Right.
But like this is kind of the point. Like, you have to, like, resources are going to be a big thing in this adventure. And so there's another thing. Like I would say the best analogy for this is like it's going to be less the Avengers and more the Revenant, where it's like slower pace.
Right.
Like, maybe too many gratuitous shots of like scenic landscapes and stuff like that. You didn't need that many. You could.
Yes, they did, Andrew.
But no, but what's it? Like Heather was saying at the end of when we were doing that Q&A for Avernus, like she wished there were some more slower parts so we can talk.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well,
So
I'm personally very, very much looking forward to all of that. I'm so excited. Can I make my character, Andrew? Give me a character sheet.
No.
Andrew, give me a character sheet.
No, you're gonna have to wait till Wednesday.
No. I told you, like, I made I was like, rolling it in the Avernus chat, and I did the rolls, and it was like almost all like 16s and 17s, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna roll this high ever again.
That's it. You ran out of the good rolls already.
I screwed myself over with that one.
Yep, you got all the good ones out of the way. Now it's all gonna be like 12s and 9s.
Yeah. Like, no, not even. It's the highest gonna be like at 12 overall with modifiers.
Oh, with your racial bonus at the 12.
Yeah.
Man, that +1 to charisma. All right.
First thing the character does is kill itself. jumps down a cliff or something.
It's just no.
All right, and then same character pops up, but he has a mustache.
Yeah, I'm his twin brother. He already told me everything about you guys, so you don't have to introduce me. Also, you can refer to me by his name, and I will honor his memory.
Oh, crap. All right, so I think that's everything we have for you guys today. I hope you all had it was kind of a long episode, actually, probably like close to 2 hours. So I hope you guys
It was definitely longer for us.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties. Yes, thank you guys for listening, as always. Make sure to go on June 9th when this episode comes out and check out the Kickstarter for Worlds of WebDM Weird Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said that.
That's
Weird
Wastelands.
Yeah, Weird Wastelands.
Worlds of WebDM.
Yeah, Worlds of WebDM.
You're doing it.
And as always, make sure to join us. Actually, now make sure to join us every Wednesday for a live play of, starting this Wednesday, Rime of the Frost Maiden, so you can see us die over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Exposure.
It's
fun.
How are your fingers feeling? They're tingling. You're dead. Oh, no.
How are your fingers? Just kidding. You don't have any.
Water blue.
My fingers are black.
So yes, thank you guys. You all have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure to like us, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell button thing on the YouTubes and the notification thing on Spotify. Make sure to follow us. Leave us a comment if we said anything wrong about the factions. If you think that my voice is annoying, just leave us any comments, please. Anybody?
I just need to
feedback. No, but seriously.
I just need to know that someone's listening.
Someone out there? I'm tired of listening to Andrew.
Jesus.
All right, guys. You'll have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.
We're
All
nom nom.
All right, hold on. Gotta.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la,
How now, brow cow? How now, brow cow? Unique New York. Oh,
oh, we're live.
I'm just waiting for Teresa over the door, just like, okay in here?
Okay, here you go.
Yeah.